conference host, Ms. Pauls of the Robert Bosch Foundation, Managing Director at Kamal Amakrane of GCCM and President Alvarez, and the government of Germany, excellencies, climate mobility champions, ladies and gentlemen, Ali from the Republic of Palau. You know, in Palauan oral history, we share a story of the Gasabugu Rairai. It's a legendary eel in the village of Airai that was born with two heads but shared one tail. And as it grew, it was always pulling in opposite directions, chasing prey, going nowhere, and exhausting themselves. Only when they realized that they shared one body, one life, and one destiny did they begin to coordinate. And by working together, they swam faster, navigated the treacherous reef currents, and thrived. You know, today, humanity finds itself in that position of the two-headed eel. We are divided by borders, yet we share one planet, one atmosphere, one climate, and one destiny. Palau is proud to endorse the global principles for addressing climate mobility. For us, climate mobility is not a future projection. It is a lived, present reality. Across the Blue Pacific, communities are already navigating the rising tides and the warming world. We face severe coastal erosion, king tides that swallow our shores, coral bleaching that decimates our marine life, and intense storms that destroy our homes and shifting rainfall that threatens our water security. These are no longer isolated disasters. They are the backdrop of everyday life. Families are already facing the agonizing decisions. Do we stay and fight the rising sea, or do we leave the graves of our ancestors? That is why the Pacific states adopted our pioneering regional framework on climate mobility. We are profoundly grateful to see its core tenets elevated today into these global principles. Palau stands fiercely behind our community's right to stay. Our people wish to remain anchored in their islands, deeply connected to their culture and ancestral lands. This principle reflects a fundamental truth. No one should be forced to flee their home simply because the international community failed to act. Yet, as the ocean rises, we must be realistic. Governments must work like the two heads of the eel, in perfect tandem. We must anticipate future mobility, establishing safe, orderly, and dignified pathways that protect human rights while building resilience for both origin and destination communities. We welcome the principle's explicit focus on sea level rise. Recent international legal developments rightly affirm that our statehood, our sovereignty, and our maritime boundaries remain permanent regardless of rising seas. Our borders will not dissolve in the water. Furthermore, we thank you for emphasizing safeguarding culture and heritage. When a community moves, it is not just the people relocating. It is a sacred traditional knowledge, language, and ancient connection to the ocean that hangs in the balance. Finally, statements mean nothing without resources. Palau strongly supports aligning climate finance with local needs. Our people need direct access to funds for community-led adaptation. And we are thrilled with the climate champions, and CCAF, Communities Climate Action Adaptation Facility, which is delivering rapid response grants to our villages as we speak. We look forward to showcasing those grassroots successes when Palau hosts the Pacific Island Forum Leaders meeting this coming August 30th to September 3rd. Ladies and gentlemen, the two heads of the eel survived because they chose cooperation over conflict. Let us choose solidarity. Let these principles guide us toward a future of dignity, justice, and resilience. Danke schön, Kokman Masulang. Thank you.